Good morning. Myself Dr. K. Swathi from Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, working as Associate Professor in Department of IPT. Today's topic is Computerized System Validation, that is the Chapter 4 of Pharmaceutical Validation in Pharmaceutical Analysis M.pharm. Contents: Computerized System Validation of Master Plan, Hardware Qualification, Software Qualification, Electronic Records, Digitalizing Digital Significance, GAMP5 applications. Validation: the computerized system shall be validated in accordance with the corporate standards and regulatory requirements to ensure accuracy, reliability, consistent intended performance, ability to discern invalid or altered records, evidence of validation. CSV MP describe the policy, approach, organization and planning, resources, execution and management of computerized system validation for all of the GXP system in use one site. Contain the scope, risk management approach and a complete inventory list of all GXP systems. Validation should be executed in accordance with the validation protocol and applicable SOPs. Validation report outline the validation process activities and describe and justify any deviations from the process and activities specified in the protocol. Design qualification, installation qualification, operational qualification, in this hardware qualification and software qualification, standard operating procedures and training, performance and qualification. Hardware qualification: the qualification of the hardware should prove capacity of the hardware matches its assigned function. Hardware configuration settings are appropriate and meet user and functional requirements. Performs acceptably under challenging conditions, reproducibility and consistency. Software qualification: functional testing of software should provide assurance that computer programs will function consistently within the pre-establishment limits for both normal conditions as well as under worst case conditions. Functional testing, also known as blank box testing, involves inputting normal and abnormal test cases, then evaluating outputs against those expected. System operation and maintenance: periodically review to determine whether the system remains in a validated state or whether there is a need for revalidation. The review should cover review of changes, review of deviations, review of incidents, systems documentation, procedures, training, effectiveness of corrective and prevalence action. 2.1 CFR Part 11. CFR standards for Code of Federal Regulations and refers to document listing United States Federal Regulations. The number 21 is short for Title 21 Chapter 1 and the number 11 for Part 11. Title 21 concerns the area of food and drugs. Chapter 1 is the section related to FDA and Part 11 is the subsection of this chapter which focuses on specific, that is electronic records, electronic signatures. Part 11 requires controlled access, computer generated audit trails, electronic digital signatures. Importance of CFR Part 11: guidelines on how to magnetic electronic records and electronic signature in order to maintain accuracy and security. Help FDA regulated companies obtain the benefits of electronic data and management. Prevent fraud while permitting the widest possible use of electronic technology. Guidelines that establish which electronic records and signatures can be considered equivalent to paper records and handwritten signature. Part 11 requires controlled access, computer generated audit trails, electronic digital signatures. 21 CFR Part 11: raw material that goes into the drug if the facility is a manufacturer of drugs. The process that go into the products the facility manufactures. Information about the regulatory requirements for the product being manufactured. And finally, one is the GXP. Electronic records: any combination of text, graphics, data, audio, pictorial or other information representations in digital form that is created, modified, maintained, archived, retrieved or distributed by a computer system. Electronic signature: a computer data compilation of any symbol or series of symbols executed or authorized by an individual to be the legally binding equivalent of the individual handwritten signature. Electronic records: secure process values and adult trials, protection of data through binary, compressed and checksum records. Accurate timestamps are ensured using automatic time synchronization to a known clock source. Provision for providing electronic signature: all user actions can be configured to require signing or require signing authorization. User specific access according to authority level. Control unique user signature, password expiry, minimum password length, automatic log off, automatic disabling notification of failed login attempts. Ensuring unique users by retiring and not deleting accounts. Advantages. Electronic batch records can eliminate mountains of paperwork, speed processing, and allow for statistical and trend analysis. NDAs and other submissions can be submitted electronically in place of paper submission. Increase the speed of information exchange. Cost savings from reduced need for storage. Manufacturing process streamlining. Job creation in industries involved in electronic records, electronic signature technologies. Applications. Section 11.10 describes controls of closed systems. These controls designed to ensure the integrity of the system operations and information stored in the system. Section 11.30 describes controls for open system, develops procedures and controls that ensure authenticity, integrity and confidentiality. Electronic records comply with all other parts of Section 11.10. Must use additional measures to ensure authenticity, integrity and confidentiality. Section 11.70 Signature or records linking. Electronic signature and handwritten signature must be linked to ensure signatures cannot be excised, copied, transferred or falsified. Section 11.50 It requires signature manifestation to contain information associated with the signing of electronic records. Signed electronic records must include printed name of the signer, data and time of signature. The purpose is the signature, example, review, approval, etc. Each of these must be readable by display or printout. Section 11.100 must be an individual and not reassigned. Identifier of individual must be verified organization. Must certify electronic signature system to the agency prior to or at the time of the use of the system. Certification must be submitted in paper form and upon agency request provide certification that signature is legally binding. Section 11.20 includes electronic signature components and controls. Non-biometric signature must contain at least two different identification components, be used only by owner, and used by other individual precluded and does not occur without collaboration by at least two other individuals. Biometric signature must ensure used by the owner. Section 11.300 Controls for identification codes, passwords, persons using electronic signature must be controls to ensure security and integrity should include assuring that no two individuals have the same combination of the identification code and password. Periodic check recall of code and password. Loss management and replacement procedures. Security unit management as appropriate. GAMP5 guidance aims to achieve computer systems that are fit for intended use and meet current regulatory requirements by building upon existing industry good practice in an efficient, effective manner. The purpose of the guidelines is to provide a cost-effective framework of good practice to ensure that computer systems are fit for use and compliant with regulation. Key concepts to GAMP5 is product and process understanding, lifecycle approach within QMS, scalable lifecycle activities, science-based quality risk management, leveraging supplier involvement.